Hello and welcome to Angry Andy Reviews, and here are my brief thoughts on Obi-Wan Kenobi episodes 1 and 2. It's a bit late to the game, this one I'm afraid, but it is what it is. So, Obi-Wan Kenobi episode 1 starts, as we thought it would be, on Tatooine, whereby Obi-Wan is depressed, broken, absolutely sad in all aspects, and it's sweet, it's beautiful. It's interesting to see completely broken Kenobi, and the way that Ewan McGregor portrays it is really, really well done. You get a real sense that Kenobi has lost everything, and he almost suggests that he's got no connection with the Force anymore, which is heartbreaking. Absolutely heartbreaking. Obi-Wan was that Jedi who had everything invested in the Force, trusted the Force without doubt, and he no longer has that ability, so it seems. We cut to some Inquisitors. They come, and they look a bit goofy. And they look more cartoonish than the cartoons do in Rebels, which is a bit weird. But Rupert Friend, as the Grand Inquisitor, delivers some juicy dialogue. He delivers some wonderful, intense dialogue with this fabulous monologue that we first get from him, and we get a sense of his sort of menace and his capabilities, but he keeps it quite monotone. It's interesting. There's a very sort of level pacing with him, which I find quite interesting. We're introduced to a couple of other Inquisitors, one of them being Reva, and initially she's impulsive. She's over-exuberant and over-determined to achieve the goal. And the goal, we found out, is that she wants Kenobi. She wants to be the one that finds Kenobi, and they come to Tatooine to corner a Jedi who has been helping people, and we think, oh shit, this is Kenobi, they've got him already. But no, it's another Jedi who's been just casually strewn around, just there. He escapes from these Inquisitors after Reva seemingly gets a bit too above her station, and Obi-Wan comes across this Jedi and refuses to help him, and it's sad. This is a clear sense where we first time we've seen Obi-Wan actually refuse to help someone, and it's sad, and it's a shame. The opening episode is really well done in terms of keeping it quiet. It's a slow pace, it's a slow burner, but it's all to do with showcasing the repetition that Obi-Wan has set himself in. He goes to work, chopping up meat. He comes away, he feeds his I can't remember the creature. For the love of Christ, I can't remember the creature. He feeds his horse creature thing, mongoose, whatever it is. And then he goes home to his cave. He goes to check on Luke. He buys Luke toys. And Owen gives him shit in that brilliant line that's become practically a meme. And it's sad. Obi-Wan has this sad existence. And then there's the spark of life. Bale Organa, of all people, contacts Obi-Wan. Leia has been kidnapped by Flea from Red Hot Chili Peppers for no reason at all. Why is he in this? Who cares? It's hilarious. Flea reminds me of Needles from Back to the Future. He's just completely weird and pointless and hilarious. But it's really well done. I'll give it that. The only thing that isn't well done is that horrible chase sequence. So Leia is on Alderaan, obviously, and she's petulant. She has a will of her own, and we see that. And she's very impulsive as well. And she runs off into the woods. You know, she's had enough of some party shit with her cousins and her uncles, and she wanders off into the woods. And she's chased by 3 goons who can't catch up with her. They can't catch up with a child, and they run into trees and logs, and it's the most hilariously inept chase scene you've ever seen in your life. But Star Wars seems to be coming up with those quite a bit at the minute. But Bale contacts Obi-Wan and says, look, I need your help. Luke? Obi-Wan initially refuses, but then Bale fucking arrives. He comes in person and says, you need to be the person you were supposed to be. Leia's your responsibility just as much as Luke is. And all the while, there's this weird sort of setup, who has captured Leia. And we jump to episode 2, and we go away from Tatooine. Thank God. I love Tatooine as much as the next person, but instead, from this, we go to Blade Runner 2049 planet. And here we see some of the scum and villainy in neon this time, not just in sand-drabbed textures. We see it in neon lights, much like the lower levels of Coruscant we see in Attack of the Clones. It's all neon, it's all bright. There's a 501st clone trooper sat in a corner begging for money, which is, fucking really poignant. There's a brief moment there where Obi-Wan shits himself. You see it. And it's a model and a marker of Ewan McGregor's very low-level performance here. And that's not a knock. He hears this voice and he recognises the voice immediately. It's Temuera Morrison playing a clone trooper, 501st clone trooper. And it's the best moment in the episode for me, because it's the one moment where you see Obi-Wan have fear. There is fear in his fucking eyes at first. He hears this voice, and the voice says, help a war veteran get a warm meal, or something along those lines. And you see just an initial stab of fear, because he recognises that clone trooper voice. And when he looks at the clone's completely defeated, he's bearded, he's dishevelled, still wearing his armour, using his helmet as a cup or basin to get credits. And again, there's that moment of Obi-Wan in there where you see that initial fear, but then it changes to pure sympathy. And it's classic Obi-Wan. He wants to help immediately. And I love it. It's a really touching moment, because obviously Obi-Wan was betrayed by his own clone troopers and knows that countless other Jedi were massacred by the clones, and the 501st were the clones that attacked the temple and killed all the younglings. And Obi-Wan knows that. But yet still there's this moment where he realises that there is somebody in need here, and he actually helps him. He gives him a few credits. And it's really poignant. It's almost like there's a turning moment for Obi-Wan. He sees that he still has to be this person that can and will help people, regardless of who they are, regardless of where they've come from. And while he's on this neon Blade Runner planet, he rescues Leia, and it's a trap. Oh shit, Reva's here. She's set everything up, and she's impulsive and angry, and does some really weird running across rooftops. And it's a bit laboured. It looks a bit silly. It looks a bit daft. And if I'm being honest, I'm not entirely sure where Reva is at this point. The writing's not helping her. There's a lot going on at the minute with negativity towards the actress, and I don't buy it. I don't think it's fair. It's not the actress, okay? The actress is perfectly fine. I think it's the writing. I think the writing isn't helping her in these first 2 episodes. She's very angry. Just angry. There's no meat behind the anger. There's nothing else. Whereas there's the cold calculation, sort of, if you look at, what am I thinking now? Chiwetel Ejiofor in Serenity. Cold malice. What's behind that? You get a flavour of something else behind it. There's nothing else behind Reva at the moment. And I know, because we got the prologue in the very first episode of the younglings escaping from the temple. One of those younglings has got to be her. So there's going to be something where either there's an emotional break for her in later episodes. Maybe she turns good. Maybe she sacrifices herself to save Luke, Leia, and Obi-Wan from Vader. Or maybe her goal is, I think somebody mentioned last night on the streams I watched from a good friend, Ben Crampton. Maybe she wants to take Obi-Wan in to Vader so that she can challenge Vader herself. Maybe she saw Anakin attacking the temple. And I like that idea, and I hope we get something. I hope we get meat on the bones for something like this. But at the moment, Reva's character is one-dimensional, and that one dimension is all anger, all rage. But hopefully we will get some meat to that. But other than that, Obi-Wan's charisma, Ewan McGregor's charisma, mind you, is driving the show. We get flecks of how he was in the prequels, and we're getting this sort of like this magical sort of blend of Alec Guinness, but at the same time it's Ewan McGregor. His heart is completely in this, and you can see in his performance his heart is there. I just hope the show continues to build on that heart and it's not wasted, because there are concerns there for me that it is just going to flitter away. We're 2 episodes in of 6. Of course, at the end, spoiler, we do get a massive reveal. say reveal, but it's told to Obi-Wan via Reva that Anakin Skywalker is still alive and that Vader is him, and we see him shit himself yet again. That realization, and then obviously we see Vader in the bacta tank. We see Hayden Christensen as Vader in the bacta tank, and I think we're going there next. We're heading there for episode 3, I think, and we need to get the ball rolling. We need to get up there. We need to create whatever tension is going to arrive, whatever end game is going to come. It needs to get there sooner rather than later, purely because there's only 6 episodes. It's such a short shot in the dark season, but the potential's there still, I think, and it's a good show at the moment. It's not great for me. It's a good show. There are still some writing issues. There are still some pacing issues, mainly from the first episode. The second episode, I didn't really enjoy as much as the first. We got a brief sort of couple of cameos from bounty hunters. We see Forlom in there, which was really fun. But those cameos are not impacting on anything. They're not doing anything, which I like. They're just there. They just happen. They're not overawed. They're not over-pushed or over-pressured. And I like that. We need to stick to the game plan. We need to stick to the story, and hopefully the story starts to come through. And it is coming through. It's turned into John Wick in space. People are hunting him. He's trying to do the right thing. He's trying to get someone safe. And I like it. So yeah, we'll see where we go. Those are my thoughts on the first 2 episodes of Obi-Wan Kenobi. A bit longer than I thought I was going to do, but there we have it. So I'm going to end there, but I will be doing my thoughts on episode 3 as well. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.